morning everyone. I know how much you guys love a 50-hour grease and refuel in the morning. There is a little mark right there on the lens. I don't know whether you guys have been seeing that or not. I've only just noticed that and I don't know how long it's been like that for, but anyway, welcome back to another day of harvest. We are onto the beans at home at the moment. We've got the wheat at Ramsden done. We've done a paddock of beans here at home. I think today's the last day we're going to have to harvest before it rains. So looks like maybe tomorrow at around 10:30 we've got a pretty high chance of rain. So we're going to have to make the most of today. We got 200 acres of beans here at home left to do. We're not going to get them all done, but hey, if we could knock off at least one of those paddocks, 100 acres, I'd be really happy. It's all going to depend whether these beans can go directly to the silo or if we've got to clean them for vetch, because there's a bit of vetch in them, of course, as usual. So yeah, look, we're not going to know more. We're not going to know until we get into them and have a bit more of a go. I think this paddock here was the cleanest. We're going to get a sample taken over to the silo this morning and just get it all double checked and made sure that we can at least deliver this, because the more we can get rid of, the more space we have, the more we can continue harvesting. So anyway, that's the plan for today. But the thing that's really going to slow us down this morning is the fact that we had a very heavy dew last night. So there was water or moisture running off the ute, even off the side panels on the header here this morning. So yeah, she might be a bit tacky for a while. Alright, she's ready to roll and we are going to have to keep that thing rolling today. Now, I have not had a good look at these beans yet really, to see how much vetch and stuff like that we're getting in here, but I had a quick look and I mean I could see vetch out in the paddock, and what do we got right there? That's a vetch. So we've got two problems with vetch. Number one, we grow vetch for sheep feed and as a break crop, and secondly, there's wild vetch or tares which just grow out in the paddocks anyway. So both the seed looks very, very similar. You can hardly tell the difference between them, but that's the reason that we end up with vetch. And this variety of beans you can't spray the vetch out of. So inevitably we end up with a little bit of vetch every year in our beans, and it becomes quite the problem. The only way really often that we can deliver the beans sometimes is by cleaning it out. So you're only allowed 4 seeds per half litre, I think. That's what they say. So it's nothing like what we were dealing with last year. If you go back and watch the videos last year, you would have seen how bad the vetch was in those beans. But I'd be interested to see how these beans grade, because there's quite a few smaller ones in here, there's no doubt about that. This might be a bit of a problem this year, all these little tiny undersized beans. But I don't know guys, I'm really not finding a lot in here. So I think, look, those 2 handfuls, there's 1. And this, what I dumped in here was what I would class as one of the worst patches of the paddock where I could see the most amount of vetch. So if we're going to find any, it's probably going to be here. Well, I don't know, I can't see heaps of vetch. We're going to get a bucket full, send it to the silo, and we're going to see what grade these are going to go. There's only 2 grades. It's either food grade or feed grade, and that's about it. So hopeful that these will sneak through. I'm a bit worried about the small stuff that's in here, and well, both grades only allow the same amount of vetch. So yeah, we've got to hope that there's not too much of that in there. There you go.
Alright, give you a call once I've got the results.
Okay, sounds good. Bye. So we're just going to run this machine back down towards the house to those other 2 paddocks, and then I might need to shift an auger and a couple of bins around, and then I don't know. We're honestly a chance of rain from later on this afternoon. They're giving us like a 25% chance of a shower, so I think if I can speak, if it will go, we should probably get going. Well, you're looking at it. Last 200 acres of crop at Lock Valley for the season. Let's see how these beans are looking. Oh, they're already a bit snappy. I reckon these are just about go already, despite that dew. The morning dew. not the best, but not bad. Anyway, I don't know if I said, Stacey's running that sample over to Gladstone, so I got to shift a couple of things around now anyway. Hopefully by the time I've done that, I'll have a answer on the sample, and I think it should be dry enough to go. I don't know if you guys can see out here in the paddock, but there's a whole heap of straw out there, so I think Dad's frantically been trying to, you know, pick up a bit of that and stack it away before we get this rain. So there's a good 200 and something bales out there, I think. So yeah, there's a little bit to do. So yeah, this first little paddock here was only 20 hectares, and we took about 36 tonne out of here, so that makes them probably going about 1.7 tonne to the hectare, which is, look, I thought we'd be doing well to get 1.5. I thought that might be the absolute best. So if they all average out to 1.5, I'll be very, very happy, given the year. I'll be even happier if they go through the silo and they make top grade. Hello?
They're going to go really top grade.
They're going really top grade, are they?
What did the girls say? They look really good.
They really look so good.
And they're going top.
Yay!
Well, you guys heard it at the same time as me. The sample came in good. The vetch count was 2 seeds. You're allowed 4 per sample. But don't be fooled. Just because they only got 2 this time doesn't mean I won't send a truck and they won't get 8. Because that's vetch for you. Now you might be saying to yourself, oh, why don't you just clean it all, Henry, and be done with it? Well, time isn't on our side with rain coming, and manpower isn't on our, well, manpower's never on our side. So what we're going to do, we're going to get cracking here. Going to get down along this fence line, reap out a little bit of a spot there. We'll drop a bin, and I'm trying to organise a truck to come in at the moment, empty out that other bin. Bring that one down here. We've still got about another 3 or 4 bins, plus the truck, plus the chaser bin, so we've got plenty of room. Like I said, beans are only going about 1.5 tonne to the hectare, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, we've got about 80 hectares there. So honestly, we should probably just about be able to store all of it anyway if we do need to clean it. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to get rid of a couple of loads just to free things up a bit. They might be a little bit tough yet, these beans. No, there's nothing in there anyway. But might need to tighten up my concave or something a little bit, because they are a little hard to separate this morning. Getting a bit of pod through, which I wasn't getting last night. Squeaky clean last night, doing a really good job. But look at that. There's beans in there. Something else that is of deep concern to me in these 2 paddocks is snails. Look at this. There seems to be a lot out here. I don't know why. We typically don't really struggle that much with snails, but for whatever reason, yeah, there's a lot out here. They're all over the beans, and you look at the beans in the grain tank and there is just snail guts everywhere. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. That could be another drama in and of itself. And yes, we have snails. We do bait for them every year. However, we don't typically bait very heavily, because we don't, this land here at home, we don't seem to have heaps of trouble with it. We might do a paddock, or we might just do some fence lines, but I don't know why they just seem to be so bad in these 2 paddocks this year. I don't know why. They're going to have to be baited when we come around to autumn. Apparently that's the best time to do it, because I think that's around breeding time for them, and it's when they get on the move again after after the long dry summer, and they're hungry, so they go for the bait. But yeah, more drama. Nothing but drama here this year, guys. So I don't know if the Egyptians like their beans with a side of snail. I guess we'll find out, because that is where most of these beans go, I believe. That's the big market for them. I'm pretty sure it's Egypt. This here is the best crop of beans for the year, and it was the first one to go in. And I think I probably had the seeding rate slightly higher in here. I adjusted it back, and I just feel like beans actually do better when you seed them a bit thicker. They vibe off each other or something like that. I don't understand how it works, but this crop just looks, and it's yield, like on the yield monitor, it's doing a hell of a lot better as well. So this could be a nice little surprise in here, I think. Incredible crop of beans for the season. I can't even believe what I'm seeing on the yield monitor, really. It's punching up above 2 tonne to the hectare, so geez, wouldn't that be a nice surprise? Wish me luck. Please go through. And I just filled the grain tank and dumped that into him then, and it was from the outside laps, and I've cut 2 laps up through the guts here now, and there's just nowhere near the amount of vetch there as there was around the outside laps. So hopefully we get through without any vetch problems. I don't know if you'd be able to come out at some point and have a look at these beans and tell me what you think about the vetch. She went through! Yo! Oh man, that warms my heart. There's nothing worse than sending a B double over to Gladstone and getting it knocked back for vetch. Getting it knocked back for anything actually is a pain in the bum. So I'll show you guys a classic of what we're dealing with out here. This is about as bad of a vetch plant as I've seen out here. This one's quite huge. So I think this is a wild vetch, or tears as they're called. And I just think that by the colour of it, and also the size of the pods. And the colour of those grains as well. So I think that's a wild vetch there, but this is huge. I don't know if the camera's really picking this one up, but it is quite big. And of course, it grows up, it's viney, it grows up. If it just went along the ground, like it would without something to grow on, it would, we wouldn't be scooping it up. But unfortunately, when they're this big, I've only seen one other vetch plant this big out here. This one's massive, absolutely massive. But you see, the problem with this stuff is that the seed is so hard, it can sit in the ground dormant for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden it'll germinate when you got your beans growing, and it causes you problems. So there you go. While I'm out here, we'll pull that one out of the way so we don't scoop it up. The beans don't appear to be too low on the stem this year, which is quite nice. I'm not having to get down too low to harvest them. Anyway, the vetch saga is just another challenge in the life of a farmer. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So I think next season I'm going to change my variety of beans from Samira to Bendox beans. Bendox, you can spray vetch. I don't think it's a silver bullet, but you can spray the vetch and eat, like even this season, if it did a 50% job on the vetch that was out here, then I would be happy as, because I'd be able to deliver it without even thinking twice. And you know, we grow vetch, so we're just going to constantly be having this problem. So I think it's better to change over to something that fits into the rotation a little bit better. Yeah, well, whatever was in the top of that bin would be pretty representative of what I'm harvesting over this side of the paddock. Okay, so the update is they found 2 seeds in the truck that went to the silo, 2 vetch seeds, so no worries there. Dad's been probing away at the field bin I've filled up, and he's going at about 1 to maybe 1.5 seeds per sample, which is about a half a litre, I think, if I remember correctly. So we should be right. I've rung the truck driver, and I think he's going to come back and grab another load now. That'll be really nice. Hopefully we can just nick off a couple of truckloads today and just be done with it, be gone. It's really nice to not have to clean this stuff, so that's a win, a big win, and boy oh boy could we use a win after the harvest we've had this year. Well, we're going to settle in here, guys, and try and knock out some acres. Not really sure whether we're going to get another truck back today, because it's already 2:30 in the arvo and the silo's shut at 6 tonight because they got to tarp everything up and prepare for this rain tomorrow. And the truckies don't really want to leave grain on their trucks for days on end. If we get 2 or 3 days of rain, and you know, they just don't want grain sitting in their truck for that period of time in case they got to do something else, so we'll do some work on it or whatever. So here's what it is. We'll just have to move bins out here and fill everything up to the brim until we can't go anymore. She's doing a pretty good job on the beans, the old 9770. I'm pretty impressed with the sample on it, actually. Not even really ending up with much pod or anything in there. Some beautiful looking beans in there, nothing wrong with those. Well, it looks like we got a bit of weather brewing out here already, so it's starting to look a little bit threatening. I think I said earlier in the video they were talking there is, you know, a small chance of rain this afternoon. So I don't know, hopefully it'll stay away long enough. I'd love to at least get this 100 acres done here in the bin. And if we get done over by the weather, well, we get done over by the weather. Looks a little ominous on the radar. Hopefully it stays to the north of us though. Well, it sounds like I might have some company here for a while. I got Stacey's mum Lillian coming out for a ride and neighbour, so should make the time pass.
Yeah.
Come on, darling, you're coming for a ride. How you going, Lil?
Not bad, thanks, Steve.
There you go. Go to Lola. If you guys actually say something, if you're going to press the button.
Yeah, I thought so. It was
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the organ. What was that?
Say something if you're going to press the button. You're not going to hear these weird noises.
Sorry, we weren't meant to be saying anything. That's just Pia messing with the two-way.
Hey, Dad.
Come here.
I'm just talking to the radio. Daddy. Dad.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey. I'm sorry, Dad.
so
That's alright, darling.
She said to me when she was holding the radio, she said, unfortunately, I cannot take your call, Lola.
Really?
I was just laughing and just holding the radio.
Surprised she didn't say, unfortunately, we didn't get any rain last night.
We don't want the rain.
You were very clever. What's that silly little tongue doing? Alright, you're going to go home now for a bath. Some dinner maybe. It's already, what is it? It's already nearly 6 o'clock. Where's the day gone? Well, the mayhem's over and I've got snacks, so that's good. Well, this weather has been closing in on us all afternoon. It's now out to the east there. It has been looking quite threatening, but it has managed to avoid us so far, which, hey, I won't say no to that. Especially while there's still beans here to be harvested and there's still space to put them in. Well, there it is, the strip of shame to finish off, and that is my 100 acres, about 42 hectares. Oops, I turned my auto steer off. 42 hectares, 100 acres for the day. You beauty. That was my milestone. I wanted to get that done. And it is done. Oh! And it has cooled off so much out there that it is damn near cold at the moment. But you know what? Sample still looks awesome. There's still beans to harvest. I've still got about 50 tonne of storage. We're going to keep going until the machine says we ain't going no more. Move along there, buddy. You're playing a dangerous game with that 635D.
Hello, dear.
Not bad at all. Well, guys, it is well and truly well, guys, it is well and truly time to quit. It is 11:15 at the moment, and yeah, look, it's not doing a bad job, but it's not great anymore. There's a lot of pod and stuff coming in there, and it is what it is. There is about 18 hectares left in here, so we've had a pretty good run at it. Just about knocked off all the beans in the last 30 hours, really, so that's not bad at all. But I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to give this thing a quick clean down and get it back in the shed. Just want to say thank you to everyone for watching the videos. We really do appreciate it. If you'd like to see more videos or you want to support the channel, just consider liking and subscribing, because that helps us out. You guys have yourselves a good one, and until next time, see ya.